Hey, another episode of Practical Camper. This morning we are headed up to Grandpappy Point or Cedar Bayou Marina. We are going to go scout out what is called the Cross Timbers Trail up on Texoma. It's been many years since I've done this trail last, and last I remembered it just really was kind of overgrown and not really a great place to hike. So we're gonna go see if that's changed and see if it's gonna be a safe place, or not safe, but more if it's worth backpacking. That's the goal today, is to hike out to 5 Mile Camp and back, and just see if this is a place that we could take the dogs backpacking, or take my wife, I should say, because I don't really know if she's wanting to go into a really rugged area. So I just want to go scout the trails out a little bit today and see if things have changed in the last 10 years. I mean, I probably have not done this trail since 2006, and the last time I did it, it was fairly overgrown. But since then, I've read a lot of stuff online on some of those sites that detail like the hiking trails and whatnot. And hey, dog. I've read a lot of stuff online where people talk about it's such a great place to go hike and this and that, but last I remembered there was a lot of trash and the trails weren't so hot. So we're going to drive up there today and go do a little bit of day hiking before we try to take a group of us up there to go backpacking. This puppy has been whining the entire time. Because she is so excited to go hiking. Oh, Howie, it's okay. So there's where the trail dumps out if you start it at the very beginning, and here we are starting at the Cedar Bayou Marina. Basically, you just park here along the side of the road, make sure that you're off the road completely, and we're ready to go start hiking. This is the second one of these little green-red markers that I've come across. Really don't know what those mean. I think it may mean something for the bikes that come through here, but who knows. So far we've seen 4 other people on the trail, and 2 coming off the trail when I started, so that's a good sign. That means that this trail's getting used, and a used trail is better than an unused trail, just because people keep the vegetation down. Come on, dogs, quit being silly. It is kind of like I remembered, in that it's poorly blazed and kind of just basically a little spider web of trails everywhere. It's very hard to tell, especially in the winter, if you are where you're supposed to be or if you're just walking through the woods. Y'all ready to go? Let's go. So anyway, beautiful morning, and we'll keep going. no tent or anything, just laid our 2 sleeping bags down, cinched the mummy bag all the way up around the mouth so that we tried to stay warm, and went to sleep. Very, very cold that night. Woke up in the morning and somebody else had done the same thing about 30 feet from us. So very kind of odd to be out here in the woods and wake up and there's somebody else camping right by you. I don't know who was there first. I think we were, but I never heard them setting up camp later. So anyway, but yes, the Lost Loop at night, before all these fence picket signs that you can tell somebody just brought out here one day, the Lost Loop used to be very confusing, and we were quite lost on the loop. Anyway, we're on the shores of Lake Texoma. The wind may be too loud for this video, but it's awful neat. Here's the shoreline. This would actually be a kind of a neat little camping spot, little primitive area, but we're gonna keep going. We've made it to 5 Mile Camp, of course, right as the wind blows. There's a nice fire ring. Nice little area. So we made it to 5 Mile Camp. It's about what I remember. It'd be a good place to kind of camp for the evening while you're doing a through hike of this deal, or come out here and camp. I made it here in about an hour from Cedar Bayou without doing the Lost Loop trail. But again, I was going pretty quick because I've got 2 dogs pulling me and really not much in my pack. Really? We survived. I think we went about 5 miles according to my Fitbit, out and back. So it's probably about 2.5 miles to the camp from Cedar Bayou. It's definitely something I'll be coming back to do. Lots of fun. Anyway, good day. Got a little hot. It is February, but it's definitely toasty out. So we're gonna load the dogs up and go back home.